All right, sounds good. Perfect. Okay. As always, let's see where we're at. I'll give you guys a bit of a summary because there's a lot of content going on the channel, a lot of streams, a lot of premieres, a lot of things. So yeah, for me as well, I think it's good to kind of get things back up to speed before we proceed with this session. So we are back with the Final Fantasy X randomizer, the sphere grid randomizer. And in the last session, we finally made it to Omega Ruins. And in general, we had a pretty easy time. I'm not going to lie. Like all of the kind of tips and tricks that are available to you know, get through the more difficult enemies here, we managed to navigate through it, and we got through Ultima Weapon as well, made it all the way to Omega Weapon, and that's where we ended the last session. So obviously the goal of this particular session is going to be to try and defeat Omega Weapon. So I think looking at my stats, it's basically going to come down to one thing. It's going to come down to, can we tank all of Omega's attacks, including Nova? If I can tank all of its hits and it can't KO me with any hits as long as I'm near like maximum health, then I think we should be able to win. It will probably take a while, but we should be able to get it done. If his regular attacks are killing me and like Nova's a complete wipeout, then it's going to be a lot more difficult. And depending on like our armor setups and all that kind of stuff, it might be a bit out of reach at the moment. So there's only one way to find out. We are going to head over there and see how we do. So thank you all for joining me once again. Hello to everybody tuning in and everyone in the chat. I think what I also want to do, I want to start this session with picking up the teleport sphere, because that's one thing we didn't pick up. So there's this whole like, you can't really even call it a puzzle, but it's the whole like the thing over here, that treasure chest over there. So I might as well pick that up because teleport spheres for now at least are in relatively short supply. So I might as well get that, and it gives people a chance to kind of trickle in before we actually begin the fight against Omega Weapon. So I think that's how we'll do it. In terms of for this one, I think the Omega Weapon music it should be challenge, should be the theme for that. But once again, I've got Carifian's little tweak for any normal battles that we end up getting into in this session. I tested it and it seems to work okay this time around. So hopefully that should be in effect. In general, it has been helping. When it has been active and the main battle theme has been disabled, it's been stopping the copyright claims, obviously. So it's been very useful. So I think, yeah. So this one currently doesn't work. We have to find like it has like a pair that you have to find. This is the one bit of the Omega Ruins we haven't visited yet. So let's do this. Wait, that loops round, I think it's this bit. Yeah. I think it's literally this. There's nothing more to it. There we go. Thank you, Dan, for the gifted membership. And congratulations, Rob. Enjoy your perks. Okay. That activates that, and then we basically just head back to the previous glyph, and this time it should clear the path for us. Okay, fire it up. Grey Jade, thank you for the message, and congratulations on becoming a matron level member. Been a member for 4 years. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you're continuing to enjoy the content. Okay, so that should clear the path. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a shorter gap. The last live was on, we did like a an early birthday special live stream. It was on, I think it was on the 9th. So it's been about 10 days since the last live. But hopefully I'll try to get back to generally the same type of schedule that I've had. Tuesday every 2 weeks. So what we have is, how many teleport spheres do I even have at this point? Let's have a look at this stuff. Basically, another one of the reasons I wanted to do the monster capturing before Omega Ruins was that obviously we get a lot of goodies that we can potentially put to use in these battles. So I'm thinking things like stamina tonics. Obviously, we're going to try to get double HP. We're going to try and buff up. Maybe use like some of these, chocobo wings, that kind of thing. So 3 stars, I think, for a long battle could definitely be useful. Return sphere. Okay, we're up to 3 now. That's pretty good. I mean, obviously, since we have the celestial weapons already, I'm not sure how useful it's going to be at this stage, but maybe there'll be some kind of specific weapon we might need to sort out. So we'll see. Okay. So I think we can start heading back towards Omega now. Not going to need those on the sphere grid at least. Yeah, probably not. Basically, I think with 99, you can already just kind of navigate back from start to finish. It depends how much back and forth you do, I guess. But, I mean, obviously, especially Kimahris are such a small part of the grid, but there's still a healthy amount of empty nodes here. But obviously, once we're done with Omega, hopefully, we're going to really start to get to some fights that are going to need some bigger stats here. And then we're going to have to try and see if we can defeat some purple sphere holding monster arena battles so that we can actually boost our stats up. Because if we can't, then obviously we're going to start to get a bit stuck. And so, yeah, one thing at a time, though. Obviously, we'll see if we can defeat Omega with what we have right now and do a bit of a escape from Omega Ruins Mark II. And then we'll see. OK says, I have a lot to catch up on. Last episode I saw was fighting Chocobo Eater. That was the Final Fantasy X Masters mod that you're watching. So I tried to make sure I have, obviously, different thumbnails for different projects. So that one has its own distinct thumbnail. It has, like, Auron with the graduation cap. And it will say Final Fantasy X Masters mod on it. And this one will say Randomizer on it. So it's obviously look out for those. It's going to be a little bit confusing with 2 series ongoing at the same time, but hopefully that will help you kind of keep track of which one we're working on at the moment. Metroid Jones, thank you for joining us, and I'm glad you've enjoyed the Rebirth series. That was a hell of a marathon. It's still ongoing. I think for anyone wondering about Rebirth and how the post game of that is going, it's the most like slog of a post game I think I might have done in Final Fantasy history. It's absolutely brutal, as the name of the challenges would suggest. So I'm still working on it. As of this point, I literally have 1 legendary challenge left to do for Rebirth, and then I would have finished up all of the battles that I wanted to do. But it has taken me a lot of time and a lot of repeat attempts and a lot of frustration. And the reason it's been such a slog is not like, it's mostly just because of the sheer number of fights they ask you to do and the format of them and the back-to-back and all of that kind of stuff. It's not like Final Fantasy 12, for example, where there's just so much to do, so much to explore and check out, and different types of boss battles and challenges and that kind of thing. My main focus for Rebirth has literally been the Chadley Brutal challenges and the Legendary challenges. That's it. So I've had to do some stuff in between, obviously, like do a bit of AP farming and do a bit of other stuff here and there. But largely that's been my focus. But the battles are extremely tough. They're extremely punishing if you fail. And unless you're looking up like very specific guides on how to defeat things, and you happen to be good enough to know exactly what those strategies are, and you can just blast everything out first time, you are going to be spending hours and hours and maybe days on the most difficult stuff. So it's really hardcore. But since we fought these guys anyway, to get back to this game for a second, I'm skipping these this time around. In the last session, we already did the path down to Omega, so I'm not going to fight them again. Thank you for the donation, Hoffenheim. Who's a fan of the multiverse? That's a difficult one. I've taken away the kind of thing, like the note at the top, the overlay, just to kind of ask people not to discuss spoilers about 7 Rebirth. I think at this stage it's been long enough that we can start to talk about Rebirth in general. If you absolutely want 0 Rebirth spoilers, then the chat might be a bit of a dangerous place for you to hang out from here on. But it's literally been about 6 months. I think at some stage you kind of have to lift the embargo on that and just start to be able to talk about the game. So maybe not like this specific session. Obviously I'm going to try and focus on the battles and stuff, but in general I think we can start to talk about Rebirth a little bit more. How would you compare the Rebirth post-game to Crisis Core? I think Crisis Core's post-game was really bad. I really did not like that. Rebirth is better, but I wouldn't say it's good. I don't think it's good, personally. Just far too repetitive and just doesn't have a good format, I think. And considering how big the world is, they just had so much that I think they could have done with it, but end up kind of leaning into just arena battles with the same things over and over and over again. So I don't think it was the strongest post-game I've ever seen. Right. Omega will be easier. I don't know. After the Carifian mod, things have been getting a bit scary. I don't feel as confident playing Final Fantasy X anymore after the Carifian mod. Okay, so let's see. I think one of the good things we could do against Ultima, in terms of strategy for the Omega fight, I'll generally do what I know. If I'm starting to get stuck or I'm needing repeat attempts, we can generally just discuss strategy and ideas, but just let me kind of give it a go first and we'll see how we go. And if I'm struggling, then we can definitely start to brainstorm ideas to try and get through. Now, one thing for Ultima, you could basically silence him so you never had to deal with break or confusion. But for this one, I'm pretty sure Omega you can't silence. So you're going to be hit with petrification, which we don't want because obviously, aside from the petrification itself, even if we heal people, it's going to disable any buffs that we put on them. So like haste, for example, is going to be gone. So we need to make sure, I think, everyone's stone proof. Let's see. I'm not sure I'm going to use Riku very much, but we don't really have a weapon that's well set up for her, honestly. Confusion is another move that it has, so I think Confusion is probably also a good idea. I think that's probably one of the most dangerous things that we have. So it's in my mind at the moment, it's 3 things. It's like, can we just like survive the damage straight up from stuff like Nova and the biggest moves that it has? And then can we deal with stuff like Confuse when it hits our characters? Okay. So I think Lulu's probably a good idea to have out on there. Waka, again, he's our like one most powerful outlet for damage. Like him and Lulu, I think Waka and Lulu are our best bets for damage at the moment. So I think it's going to be Waka, Lulu, and maybe Yuna. Yuna has a few buffs available. She has Ultima now. Maybe it'll do okay. Not too sure. So I want to start with Auron because he has first strike anyway. I think I will probably go something like this and then swap in Waka and just toss like a Chocobo wing straight away and see if we can start to get some buffs and a foothold in the fight. Now, Yuna doesn't even know Comrade Overdrive mode yet. Wow. That's bad. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll keep people on Comrade. Okay. I say we give it a go. As we hit 100 concurrent viewers, I think it's a good time to get started and see how we fare with this. Is there an auto-save at the start of the fight? I think there is.
It seems we rate his personal attention now.
No auto-save. Okay, fine. I think we run back from the top of this particular bit if you fail. Okay. So, I do have the sensor mod and stuff back on. This is the kind of stuff that you normally wouldn't have and that I don't have for the Creepian mod. But I'm obviously flip-flopping between different settings depending on which version of the game I'm playing. Here, this is just going to be nice for us to keep track of how much damage we're doing instead of trying to do it manually. What I will say, I will try to avoid... I can probably mix like trio of quad 9 and stuff if I wanted to. I'm going to try to avoid doing things like that because obviously you can just start to like attack real spam and things like that. So we're going to try and kind of go without. Yeah, that is weird actually, Creepian, the way it does that. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but it both halves the elements and absorbs them, which is odd. It's like one makes the other kind of redundant, but fair enough. I guess maybe, does that mean it just doesn't heal as much? Like if you mistakenly attack it with an element, it just doesn't heal as much? Maybe it's like a slight benefit to the player? Not sure. Okay. So, let's get started. The first order of the day is going to be, again, try to buff everybody as quickly as possible. And see how we're doing in terms of surviving against attacks. I think absorption takes priority over the halving. Fair play. I think we could probably even test it, you know. We can see that. But to be fair, I don't really remember the numbers, like how much damage was Thundara supposed to do. I don't really remember. But Lulu having cheer is nice, so we're going to try and get 5 cheers and 5 focuses. I think Riku has focus. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring Riku in to do the focuses and then try to kind of keep her alive while we do so. Now, Yuna's agility isn't incredible, so once you start using a move with huge delay, like for example, she's going to get 2 moves normally here. But obviously now it will drop to 1. So let's just fire off a quick Ultima. I'm kind of... Actually, no. Let's heal first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Heal first, then we'll check out Ultima. 4,500, not bad. I think because Yuna's magic stat is low, Ultima's really not going to do a lot of damage. I think she'd be better off just attacking, honestly. Let's see. I think Shell might be a little bit more helpful than Protect at the moment. Okay. I'm going to toss a Mega Potion just in case. Let's see what kind of damage we're dealing with here. Surely it can't do more than 6,300 to Yuna. Okay, 2,800 is not bad. But he was the one who had a shell, right? One thing I forgot to do was set cursor to memory. I think once we have everything sorted, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time selecting moves, but eventually I'm gonna toss a 3 stars as well, so we don't have to deal with MP problems. But so far so good. I think if Core Energy did that little damage, I think there's a good chance we can tank all of these hits. And that puts us in a good position. Okay. I'm going to throw the 3 stars now. Also, to be honest, I should probably steal with Lulu as well. Oof. Wow. That was close. That was really close. Surely that was a critical hit, though. And she doesn't have Protect, to be fair, so I think once we get the Protects on there as well, we should be okay. But that was a heavy hit. Yeah, okay. Whew. So try not to use item resources as much as I can here. One interesting thing is that I wonder how much Drain will do. It's just a free heal. The first bit of damage coming in here. 1,800. Honestly, it's not terrible. We can sometimes, I think, use that instead of other moves. I think this has got to be cheer number 5. I haven't been keeping count. Okay. So this should be, yeah. And I think the only thing left is, after this, is to get some focus on and see how we do. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. That's looking good. Just in case it wasn't 5, I'm going to throw in one more cheer. This should 100% be the 5th one, if not the 6th. Now, let's see... how much damage is Waka doing? 7,300 when close to full health. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm happy with that. Now I need to start getting some focus on there. So we might have to revive Riku a few times here, but I think Nova should be magic based. So I think we can reduce the damage with focus. I think that would be a good idea. Okay. We'll see if a shell keeps her alive here. Okay, first break. So this is a free move for us. That's perfect. Focus number 3. And with Waka, I think we can just start looking to attack here. Lulu also has luck, so I can use luck as well to get a few extra critical hits. We'll take everything we can get. Does focus reset after a death, or is it permanent? It does reset after death. So that's why I'm saying like a big part of this is just basically not dying. Because if you die, like you're just gonna lose a lot of buffs. And yes, attack reels is there too. Once I properly go on the attack, we're gonna have a look. For now, this is still like buffing phase, and we need to see if we can survive Nova. That's gonna be an important one. I think I'll throw in one more focus with Riku for this particular team, and then I need to swap Lulu in and focus again. So that if I use her magic, at least should be a bit better equipped as well. Let's do some steals. Ah, I've already got 99 Gambler Spirit, so I guess I don't need it. Get Waka back. I think even at this kind of health level, you can survive pretty much everything except Nova and maybe like a critical hit or something. Yeah, so if that went critical, it would have done 4,000. So that's generally one of the main threats that we have for now. Yeah, 2,000 on a heal is really not too bad. So far, so good. We just need to see Nova. I think once we see Nova, if that one's fine as well, then kinda in a weird way, the battle might already be won. Other than some confused shenanigans, I think we should be okay. I guess we could auto life, but it's the kind of thing where if Nova's killing us, then the fight like completely changes anyway. Yeah, to be fair, we could do that as well. I think that's the last focus I need, probably. So we're still in kind of buff/prep mode, but I think we might as well do what we can here. Only thing is I don't know exactly when Nova is coming. I think it's after like 8 moves or something like that. So just in case, I need to be at full health for it. I've not been tracking it in that sense, so I don't really know. Okay, so now I think this guy, from what I remember, I think he heals from Holy. So I think he absorbs all of the elements and heals from Holy too. So let's just, for anyone curious, let's just have a look here. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be a heal. $11,000 healed, yes. So unfortunately, Lulu can't use Holy in this fight, which is a shame. Okay. Is there anything else left that Riku needs? While I'm getting the Jinxes on, I'm just trying to keep her... Yeah, okay, we're good. So, let's do our first attack reels of the session and see how much damage it does. Okay. Yeah, it definitely didn't seem like half damage either. So, yeah, Coryphean was right. I think it takes the absorption first, so the fact that it halves the elements seems completely redundant. Do you reckon that's changed maybe from the North American version? So is that a version change that they just never kind of left out? Did Omega always just absorb all the elements? Because Omega was changed, because it used to just be like... Yeah, because it used to be 99,999 back in the day. And then they upped the HP. Yeah, okay, there you go. So that's the reason. At least now we know why it's happened. Fair play. Now, this Jinx move, it says lowers all enemies' luck. Did this only affect, like, the critical hit rate of the enemy? Because I think it doesn't work exactly the same as how the luck stat would in terms of, like, lowering, like, increasing your chances of being able to hit it and that kind of thing. So I think it's a little bit more kind of a specific part of the luck formula. It affects your chance to hit and crit them. Nice. But when you use luck on yourself, does it not? I swear there was something about that where using like the luck spell wasn't as good as you think it is. I remember something about that. It does not affect your chance to evade or get crit by them. There you go. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. Case in point. That critical like attack, that's still one of the most dangerous things that we have in this fight. So we have to make sure we keep our HP high. You can't like take it for granted. Both luck and Jinx only give the offensive benefit of a bonus point of luck, not the defensive one. Yeah, there you go. So it's like a partial boost. I'm going to do a drain. Lulu also has another trick up her sleeve that I will demonstrate soon. This has got to be Jinx number 5 or 6 or something. We've definitely done plenty. Okay. I'm going to drain one more time. Okay. So we've almost done 100,000 damage here. So that's pretty good going. And there you go. Critical doing 15,000. Love to see it. So still no sign of Nova yet. It does take a while, but that critical hit is just brutal, man. 5,300 damage. That's huge. Wow. But thankfully nothing is a one-hit KO, but it does concern me a little bit for Nova. But I'm pretty sure Yuna has 5 times cheer as well as protect, surely. I don't think it's luck. It's that slap has its own like critical bonus. Again, Coryphean can like confirm that. But does he just have a high luck stat, or is it that slap move itself that has the high luck? I don't remember. Okay. Let's see how much damage you can do. Nice. It's not bad. So I think we need like 1 or 2 more castings of luck, and then we can really just start to get on the attack. Okay. Yeah, look at those criticals coming in. And finally Nova. So this is the moment of truth. Everyone's at maximum HP. We've got Shell and we've got Focus. Can we survive? If we can, I think that means that we can chip away at its health until we win. Yes, there we go. Perfect. Alright, we're good. Excellent. Game over. Good stuff. So again, I'm going to try and just do as much healing as I can without resorting to like mega potions and X potions and that kind of thing. Or healing waters, etc. Let's go straight in with an attack reels, why not? I still haven't done that training session for Aurochs reels. I haven't done another Creeping mod session yet. But I really need to practice how to do Aurochs reels. It's going to be... it's too important to not do at this stage. But this drain move is quick, man. It's nice. 2,200 and it's speedy. Now, when Yuna took a critical hit, it was like 5,100, so I think she should be safe now. Okay. Yeah, because the thing about like attack reels is that you kind of only need to remember one combination, but for Aurochs reels, obviously there's a bunch of different things that you can do for it. And so as a result, it's like you kind of have to learn the timing of everything. So it's a little bit, I think a little bit difficult to really do. But we'll have to see. I definitely need some practice. So, what Lulu does have also is quick hit. So I think for her, obviously, none of her spells are really useful here other than Drain. So it's 2,000 odd for Drain. Or we go for a quick hit. Yeah, it's a little bit more. And we have the chance of getting a critical hit. So I think quick hit's the way to go. Hey James, welcome to stream. Good to see you. What's your favorite move / attack of the game? That's hard. That's hard, man. I still think, honestly, the first time I think I saw Anima's Oblivion, it kind of blew my mind. It was just such a like stupidly OP move, and the animation, the way it pulls you like to the underside and everything like that, it just looks incredible. I think the first time I saw it, that's the one that had the biggest effect. So I think I'm going to say that. It was crazy. Yeah, let's see an Ultima for the curious. I don't think it's going to do very much. Lulu's victory celebration pose. Yeah, that had an effect on me too. 2,500. That's really not very good. So it's a shame. I mean, I really thought once we give Yuna Ultima, I thought that's still going to be doing like 5k, 7k, something like that, but it's nowhere near, unfortunately. But those criticals are working nice. And already almost done 200,000 damage here. Lulu's backhand is definitely up there. Lulu's backhand is brilliant. Yeah, her celestial weapon doesn't have the backhand, unfortunately. You know what? I guess we're using Drain, but what if I deliberately change to this? How much does Drain do? Let's see. Just so that we can maybe see some Lulu backhands. Yeah, it makes quite a big difference, but ultimately, I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to put it on ×2 here. But yeah, this fight is going to be a bit of a slog because I don't want to just use like Trio of Quad 9 or something and just spam attack reels. That'd be a bit lame. So we're going to do it this way. But I still think quick hit's probably the best. I think I'll get like one backslap move and then we'll move on. But you lose a bit of the atmosphere, I think, when you go ×2. Okay, for now at least, I'm going to keep it on normal speed. That's better. And well, if the backslap does happen, you get to see the animation properly. So no confusion yet. That's honestly one of the only issues. If he happens to confuse Waka, let's say, and Waka has the next turn, so I don't have a chance to heal him, and let's say he hits Yuna and one hit KOs her or something like that, then yeah, we're going to have some problems. But that's a pretty unlikely scenario, but definitely possible. Why was that damage so little? I guess the previous one was a critical, maybe. Do you need a ton of ether for a fight like this? No, because we've got 3 stars, so we don't have an issue with that. As you can see, there's no MP numbers with anything here. But yeah, for now at least, it's pretty smooth sailing. It's also good that Shimmering Rain doesn't really give you any statuses. If it did, that would have been a problem. Drain Fury. Yeah, why not? We'll do a Drain Fury. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but we'll give it a go. I have a feeling it's going to do like 3,000 damage. 7. Eh, not bad. Like 4,500 damage, something like that. For Yuna, I'll keep her healed up. You saw that critical slap. It did like over 5,000, so need to keep her healed up. Nice. Been a decade plus since I watched your video and play your live. Can't believe I can actually watch you live again now. Yeah, been at it for a long time. Still at it all those years later. May I know the reason why Yuna and Lulu were chosen to be in the front line? Well, to be fair, Auron is kind of slow. Kimari's Demi is not going to work. Tidus is very weak attackingly, and Riku is very weak too. So that's the reason for her. I guess I can potentially swap Yuna for Auron. Doesn't make too much of a difference, I think. Probably not worth the ATB delay, but fun to see multiple grades. Yeah, I think Quick Hit is probably still her best move in that sense. But yeah, I can't be bothered to buff up Auron again. Another reason I wanted Yuna on the front line is I still think her magic defense is much better. So I thought early on the chances of her surviving Nova is higher. I don't know if there's one more luck I can do here. I feel like I should be getting a few more critical hits, but... Basically, outside of Waka in this fight, we don't have a particularly great damage outlet anyway. If Holy would have worked for Lulu, obviously, that would have been great, but for now at least, don't have too much choice. I am now introduced my daughter to Final Fantasy X. She watched the ending last time. She cried as usual. Anyway, keep up. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And it's always wholesome to kind of see the next generation starting to experience and enjoy Final Fantasy X. It never gets old. I'm going to give Waka a regen as well. Just help to keep him closer to max HP. Did we get a Nova? Yes, we did, but we survived it. I think it did like 4,000 to 5,000 damage. So as long as we are close to 4, it's fine. Yeah, we still haven't had a backslap yet. I just want to see one. Okay, here we go. So confuse, but it hit Lulu, thankfully. So Lulu is fine.
Light shines strong, our woe be gone.
I guess maybe that's the first time I use it. That's why we got the battle quote. Yeah, that critical for 15k is nice though. Still think quick hit's the way to go. For some reason, the little matron badge looks like Sinspawn greeted me if I'm not looking very hard. Really? Interesting. Yeah, it's not much I can do with Yuna, I think. Like, reflex and stuff is not going to help. And Ultima's delay is just too big. I think we just attack and heal when needed. I've tried other Final Fantasies. I don't get the same feeling as 10. Recommend which to try next. That's so tough, man. Yeah, I do think 7's always a good shout. I do think the whole like party dynamics of 7 and the cast and stuff, it definitely, it's one of the ones that does feel a bit more Final Fantasy X-esque to me, I think. So maybe that. But there's nothing like Final Fantasy X. I mean, which Final Fantasy do you guys think is most like Final Fantasy X? Like, there's not one that immediately springs to mind, like, oh yeah, this one's really like Final Fantasy X. 10-2, good answer. That's probably less like Final Fantasy X than some of the other games. Yeah, I do think the way the live stream works and the lore of the live stream and that kind of thing is definitely, it's not a million miles away from Final Fantasy X and its Fireflies and that kind of thing. So I do think 7 and 10, they have a decent amount of crossover. Could you complete 10 with overdrives only? Probably. You can do anything in this game. If it doesn't exist already, I'm sure it probably can be done. And yeah, I was waiting for that. Thank you, Real. Final Fantasy X and 7 are connected because of Shinra. That one's a classic. As far as mechanics go, I'd say 9 characters, maybe 7. Yeah. I mean, Final Fantasy IX's ATB is so slow that it feels like CTB sometimes. So in that sense, I would agree. I guess 13 for the linearity aspect, but I think that's about where the similarities kind of end. Still no backslap yet. It's just not happening. Have you heard about the 13 remaster? No, I haven't. I don't think there's any legit sources about a 13 remaster. Surely it's still just rumors at this stage. I've been advocating for it for like 5 years, but I haven't heard anything from any official channels, let's just say. So, making good progress, but this is one of the things about obviously this particular setup. We just don't have a lot of power, and that's why normally to overcome that, you start to do things like trio of quad 9 and that kind of thing. But then that kind of goes the other way and makes it a bit broken. So that was an opportunity for a backslap. Again, it didn't work. I'm still not getting as many critical hits as I thought. Like, considering we use Jinx 5 times on it and we use Luck 5 times on ourselves, I thought we'd get a few more. But especially for Waka, the benefit is pretty big to get a critical hit. But not happening. There you go. That's more like it. Yeah, we're basically at full health. There you go. Evade encounter. And there it is. That is literally... That right there is literally the one thing that can trip us up. Like, we don't have a protection against that happening. That's pure RNG. So, everything looks very simple until that one, like, thing happens. So you do have to be very careful with that. I think we'll be fine. Only trouble is, I think Nova's not too far away, so we might get like double KO'd because of the Nova. Let's see. Let's haste her up again. think we have to hope that we're a little bit lucky here. What do we start with? I think without 5 times focus, she probably still survives Nova. It'll be close. But let's see. If it does Nova right away, obviously we have to reset again. Yeah, that's horrible timing. So, yeah. I don't think like we're going to lose as a result here, but this is a setback, I would say. But I talked about this a few times. This is literally one of the things that can take you out. So it did 6,100 damage with no focuses. So I think that's pretty decent, honestly. Thank you, James, for the 5 gifted memberships. That kind of takes the pain away a little bit from getting taken out like that. So now we have to get back up to speed, but I'm going to try to do it without focus this time. So we are going to use a healing water just to make sure that we're all healed up. Obviously what we don't want is more than one of our characters to be taken out right now. That's not going to be good. Oh, come on. What is going on? What is... Wow. That's so rude. This is just some real bad RNG right now. I think Omega's figured something out. He's like, I know exactly how to cause this guy problems. And he's absolutely... It could have done anything, basically, other than that, and we would have been fine. Good lord. Okay, I think we're going to go for the double HP first. As long as you're double HP, you can survive most stuff, so... Basically, Omega wants to make sure he doesn't get backslapped. We've been trying to get Lulu to do a backhanded slap on him, but we've been failing so far. I think he's just trying to avoid the embarrassment of that. So he's doing everything he can to keep her down. Is confused turn or health percent gated? We see it before, Waka. No, it's just it either uses break or it uses confuse. So it's RNG, whichever one it uses. So we just got a bit lucky that, say, it did break like 3 times in a row or something. But confuse is a pretty common factor in this fight, and obviously the longer it goes on, the more chances of something going wrong. But now at least we've got enough of a window to hopefully start to come back a little bit. I might as well get a few focuses in, just in case. Looks like Omega's watched a YouTube video about how... Yeah. Yeah, Omega's learning. Fair play, man. He literally knew the one weakness that this setup had, and he did exploit it, so fair play to him. If anyone can respect that, it's me. But we're nearly there now. We just need to... Yeah, it's that evade and counter. Like, Waka is basically the only danger in that situation. You just don't know, obviously, when that confuse is coming. And so you can't keep swapping him out and back in. It's just too much work. So... Okay. Just going to play it safe again here. This mod uses the mic to listen and adjust. Oh, it's not a backslap. Damn it. Why is it not a backslap animation? That's such a shame. That's what we were looking for, but unfortunately she just like counters as normal. It's not a backslap. So there you go. At least now we know. But yeah, that's true. Real. I think if anyone, if of the big gaming developer sees that, they're going to be all over that. Okay. I think after that little setback, we can get back onto doing damage. Yeah, so we're almost halfway at this stage. But I'm going to go back to drain. Also, we need to use 3 stars again. Okay, so now we're doing much better. Get Yuna back in. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to go back on the attack again and hope that that doesn't happen again. Like, the overall chances of that sequence happening are relatively low. Like, if she targeted herself or if she targeted Yuna, then obviously it wouldn't have happened. Her evasion is generally good, so the counter attack from Waka could have also missed. There were like a whole bunch of things that needed to happen for it to end that way, and unfortunately it did, so... Okay. Onion Knight is doing much more damage than the other one at full MP. That's also kind of interesting. Does it do more than like the standard amount of damage? Because I swear the Cactar that we used did like half. That's interesting. Okay. So, like, look again. I don't think it was a critical last time, was it? Yeah, 2,100 damage there. I don't know if her attack power is based on something different there. Because I know, obviously, it's, like, MP based in terms of the more MP Lulu has, like, the closer it will be to her maximum damage. But I would have thought, like, it would do the same amount as a normal weapon would, and then it would decrease depending on the MP. But she's doing 2,200 here. And then with this one, I'm pretty sure she was doing less damage. So it's not something you notice too often, but yeah, 1,000 damage. So the Celestial weapon is doing more damage. Yeah, it's the ignoring defense. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. I was too stuck on like the damage formula, the MP side of the damage formula, but you're right, it's the ignoring defense part. Yeah, I just wondered if there's something I wasn't aware of, like some funky damage formula change, but it's just that it avoids, it bypasses the defense, so you get to see the maximum that you can. It still just looks weird whenever she does an attack. But again, the criticals have gone. I feel like obviously this should be a status that kind of like cheer and focus. It will stay on you for as long as you're alive. But for Waka, it seems to like come in bursts where he does like maybe a couple of he does like 2 or 3 criticals in 3 or 4 hits, and then he does nothing for a little while. No matter how Onion the Knight Sword always comes and our damage begins anew. Well said. Welcome, Cotiline. Good to see you as always. Can always rely on a Lulu quote themed pun or something. I don't even know what to call whatever that was, but it was good stuff. It was creative. But yeah, the damage is decent from Lulu with her normal physical attack. But I need to keep Waka's HP full because the damage drop-off is pretty quick. Yeah, and those criticals, they just do a lot of nice extra damage. There you go. So 20,000 damage in no time. And we're back to break, which is what we want to see. Will regen run out eventually? Yes, regen always runs out eventually. I think depending on how you cast it, it has different amounts of time for which it's useful. So depending on whether it's through like a Riku mix, or whether you cast it as a spell, or whether you use the healing spring, I think it changes. again, now that Creeping is back, he can probably tell you the different flavors of regen and how long they last for. But it's definitely not indefinite. I know that much. It's like 20. It's like 40 turns versus 80 turns or something like that. Yeah, there you go. Mixes are 20 turns. So yeah, I overstated it a little bit, but they are different. Close enough. There we go. You see again, like the critical streak. I think we should be safe. We just keep going here. Those earrings remind me of something from Wu-Tai. Yeah, Omega's earrings are iconic. Alright, Walker's ready for more of this. See, why can't I just do this with Aurochs reels? Why? I do think that's one of the meanest things Creeping's done in the mod. Like, I respect it, but it's so annoying because, like, literally no one, not a single human being, is well practiced in Aurochs reels. I refuse to believe there's someone out there who practices Aurochs reels enough in, like, a normal playthrough that they know exactly how to get what they want with that. There's just no way. There's absolutely no way that's true. Auto regen is not OP, massively overrated. It's just barely enough healing. I think it only really gets good. I think like after maybe like 70,000 HP. Basically, if you're breaking the HP limit and going big on it, then yeah, it's gonna help. But I think for the most part, yeah, it is a bit overrated. Gotta say shoe puff so they know it's live. What, raid is a shoe puff? Is that like how we check if it's really me? Or if it's some AI voice? Still would be a good clincher if Lulu did her backhand. I don't know what... it must be a certain enemy type that she does the backhand on, because I've noticed it as well. She doesn't do it to everything. Maybe it's flying enemies specifically. Yeah, maybe she only does it to flying enemies. I don't know. But that ultimate delay, look at these turns. I wish you just used ultimate a little bit more often. The delay is insane. Whenever we're a bit lower on HP, I still prefer to do my damage with Drain. It's quick enough that honestly it's almost just as good as a quick hit. Is it as good as a quick hit? Why? Is it me or is something a bit off with the CTB stuff here? Why is it not? The CTB is not moving. You got the preview bug. Yeah. Oh. So for Holy it moved. Got stuck there. That's interesting. I'm still going to do it. So Drain is the same rank as Quick Hit. That's interesting. Maybe I should just Drain every turn then. These playthroughs making me see like bugs I've never noticed before. But I think because you have the critical hit potential of the normal attack, that's why I still prefer to just do normal attacks. Quick Hit's rank 1 in the North American version, like the OG versions of the game. Not in the HD remaster and like the international PAL versions and stuff. Should be rank 2. So they nerfed the speed basically. It's all in my big explanation of the Final Fantasy X CTB system. It's one of my, I think, my favorite videos I've ever made on the game. If anyone hasn't seen it, I definitely recommend it. I worked hard on that video, and it contains like information that I think pretty much no one's ever broken down in detail on YouTube before. So I definitely think Final Fantasy X fans should watch it. Welcome, Birchenhagen, and thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. So yeah, that video should basically answer almost any question you could possibly have about the CTB. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes long or something stupid. Like I went into as much detail as I could. It was a crazy video, but I really enjoyed it. Birkin Harkin emoji. Yeah, not using Lulu's overdrive, I feel like the delay from it just generally makes it not worth it, I think. And well, the animation time, etc., you're only doing like 2,000 extra damage. Okay. Need more critical hits. Oh boy, here we go. That's fine, because it should be someone else's turn. Yep. This is what I mean when I say even when confusion does hit, like oftentimes it shouldn't be an issue. So the chances of it ending up KOing someone is definitely pretty low. And yes, indeed, this is the Sphere Grid Randomizer run. So that's why if you're watching and you're like, why do these characters have these particular abilities? It's a bit of a weird setup. That's the reason why. There you go. It's just so nice to see the damage limit being broken. It's just a really satisfying feeling. If you wanted to be super safe from confused, you'd have to put reflect up, I guess. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like that's the kind of thing I'd do and then I'd forget and I'd keep healing, but it's only 2,000 per heal. I already have 99 Gambler Spirits, so I don't need to steal anymore. I did one steal, but it's unnecessary in the end. Okay, back up to overdrive once again. Nova hits in the 4th damage. Yeah, it's a shame also that I can't use Lancet with Kimari to learn it. I'm not used to that. So yeah, 2 drains and she's already basically wiped out the damage from Nova. And she's fully back. I think I'll play it a little bit safe here. Okay. So it's been a long fight, but other than that one scare so far with the confused, it's been going pretty well. Okay, 255,000 left. Race Rooney, welcome to the Shoot Puff Rise. I don't know if it's Rice, maybe pronounced Rice. Either way, welcome to the Shoot Puff Riders. Enjoy your badge and emojis. Plenty of room on the Shoot Puff back. Let's get regen back on him. Okay. Should be good. Excellent. Yeah, it's definitely always nice to be able to use Lulu in these like high-level battles. We'll definitely be seeing more of her. I think from here on, basically, we move back towards the monster arena and we start trying to defeat some of the monster arena stuff, which should be very interesting. It's pronounced Reese. Okay, cool. Good to know. I'll try my best to remember. A sin-sized troop up, yeah. Definitely a lot of green in the chat. As always, thank you all so much to all of the members, and especially to everybody gifting out memberships. It's definitely one of the best things that YouTube implemented. I think it's one of those, it's just a win-win for everybody involved. So definitely very glad that we have such a generous community. Yeah, already like at 4,600 his damage drops quite a lot. Wonder if it's worth making a proper damage weapon for Yuna 2. Probably. I would say yes. But I think we have such a long way to go before she's even ready to do like consistently over quad 9 damage that I'm not really sure. But eventually it could be yes. Hey Danny, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, to be honest, I do wonder what drop we're going to get. We could get break HP limit armor, or we could get a break damage limit weapon, I think. So, either one, I think, I don't know which one's better. Obviously, if it's a break damage limit weapon for Yuna, I think that would be like a pretty perfect drop. I might try and give her like the final hit. I think that maybe helps my chances, I don't know. But break HP limit armor would be okay too, I guess. Yeah, shame it wouldn't have the ignored. I think for Yuna it would have to be a bit of a like, I'd have to try and farm for magic spheres, but I think for that we have to be Jumbo Flan, right? It's like I'm not sure I want to do that. So we'll see. Let's just make sure we finish up with Omega Weapon here, and then we can start to look ahead to where to even start next. He doesn't drop break damage limit, he drops triple overdrive. Shit. So he drops break HP limit, but not break damage limit. Fair enough. I know it's also a blitzball move, but any lore reason why Waka has Drain by default? Honestly, I still think that's probably one of the most logical answers to why he does. I think that's a smart reason why he would have it, honestly. Can anyone think of a better lore reason why he might have it? I guess he is from Besaid. There are waterbenders out there. Nope, we're still there, but we're getting closer and closer, so hopefully soon. Good critical there as well. Hey Jitgeek, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. We are almost done with Omega. It's been a pretty smooth fight. We spent a while setting up, and then we had a bit of a wobble in the middle when we got a bit unlucky with confusion. But in general, I think it's been pretty good. I just wasn't sure if I could survive Nova, and once I saw that I could, then I knew it should be fine. Could it be he just picked up some magic skills from Lulu and Yuna? I guess knowing at least a little bit of magic, I think is kind of cool in that sense too. Maybe he was a guardian before, so maybe Lulu at least tried to teach him some basics. Like if he just knew the water spell, for example, I think that'd be kind of cool, lore-wise. So that's all Lulu managed to teach him, just the water spell. He couldn't learn the rest. Scissor Unleashed, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Okay. Getting closer. I love the fact that canonically brother can use at least thunder. It's been so long since I played 10-2. Just don't remember much from it at all these days. Does Waka start with Drain Tackle in Blitzball? Would be a good link. I'm not sure. I don't think he'd know. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. But I don't know if like it's part of his like key moves or something to learn. Attack only for 10-2. Never thought about it. Honestly, maybe something a little bit different. Obviously, I've been mostly playing 7-10 for challenge material, but maybe, who knows? I mean, it seems like 10-2 doesn't have a lot of challenges done for it. It might actually be a good idea. Could definitely look into it. Drain Tackle is one of his key techs. There you go. That's pretty cool then. I think that's a nice little connection. There's one I've never really thought about before. So Drain Tackle is a Waka key tech, and he also has it on his sphere grid, like the drain move. That's a nice touch. Okay. Almost there. Yep, you always learn something new with this game. Doesn't matter how many times you play it, how long you've been playing it for. Even Carithian today, he saw the sensor that's normally deactivated against this guy, and it's like, huh? It both absorbs and halves. So even for someone like Carithian, you're always going to spot something new. Doesn't matter how many times you've played or how deep you dug. Always something. Come on, let's have a couple of criticals. Do you think you have any chance to get the 6-6 overkill against this guy? How would that benefit me? I forgot what he gives. Because I guess I could probably just use Trio of Quad 9 plus attack reels just for that specific, just for the overkill. Essentially, you'd get 6 level 4 keys instead of 3. Ooh. That's kind of tempting, you know? I think I might have to do that. I think I might have to do that. Because I think Waka's attack reels, it does like 3,500 per hit or something. It won't be enough for an overkill. So if we want to overkill this guy, we need to do something a little bit more specialist. Oof. That slap, when it goes critical, is always so fearsome. Okay. So we do have the full overdrive. Let's swap in Riku. So I said I wouldn't do this, but to grab an overkill at the end and get some extra level 4 spheres, why not? Alright, here we go.
Go, Blitzball, go!
Yeah, that would have been a bad one to miss, but thankfully we did it. There we go. Whew. It's definitely a long one, but we got the job done. And so Omega Ruins is now complete. Let me see those Waka emojis for that attack reels overkill finisher.
Find your peace on the far plane. Leave Spira to the living.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Everyone with their 99 sphere levels. And yes, good call, Carithian, on that. So we get some extra spheres, and we got a Genji shield. So at least Tidus has break HP limit now. He's not a character I'm really using very much, but maybe later on we will. So that's about as good as I could have hoped for. He doesn't drop 4 slots, which is really annoying. Like, for this stage of the game, for an enemy, like a boss of that level, to not drop 4 slots is really lame. But yeah, at least we've got this, so that's definitely nice. Now, what I will do, I will save.